Vítejte u 4. epizody na hru Horizon Forbidden West. Dneska nás bude čekat najítí Erenda a následně se snad i už vydáme do Barrenlightu, kde by se měla konat ta schůze těch velvyslanců. Od minula jsem nehrál, díval jsem se do nastavení, jestli to tam můžu nějak zlepšit a díval jsem se i kolik to plus minus bere. Měl bych mít rezervu nějakou menší, tak doufám, že to nebude sekat. Každopádně jsem zjistil, že aby to mohlo generovat snímky, aby mě to prostě generovalo FPS, tak bych musel mít 40. řadu Nvidia a já mám jenom 30, takže to bude muset odehrát na čistý výkon grafiky, což bude zajímavé. Každopádně jinak jsem do nastavení nějak nedrbal. Každopádně nás dneska bude čekat prostě najítí Erenda, možná tady pozbírat nějaké ty vedlejšáky. Že přece jenom jako vedlejšáky bych chtěl dělat. Plus bych chtěl dneska natočit ještě pár epizod z této hry, takže se zvědav, kam se až dostaneme, ale uvidíme, co nám nabídne tady tento cápeček. Arnuf.
That damn mine is what happened to me. It won't be the last injury if Olvin keeps shoving those tongs into those tunnels.
What mine?
Northeast of Chainscrape, where the river ends. I told Corvin we should stop when the first cave-in happened, but Olvin probably threatened to cut off her pay. Or worse.
How about you slow down and take me through it? You mentioned you were injured in a cave-in.
Yeah, a couple days ago. That's how I hurt this blasted leg. Corvin and the others were opening a new vein while I was checking on an older one. As soon as their blast hit, tunnel I was in collapsed. Might have dodged it if I wasn't running on barely a spark of sleep. We were pushing too hard and too fast.
And you're afraid Corvind and the others might not be as lucky if it happens again.
Mm-hmm. Hit the nail right on the head.
How come Olvin's in charge? Don't these mines belong to the Karja?
Try telling Olvin that. He brought in all the backing to get them open. Might as well own them. Fire and spit. You ask him. He owns us as well.
Who's Corvind?
He's their foreman. And a damn good one. The kind that knows how to deal with management when it gets unreasonable. But Olvind... his demands go beyond unreasonable. Corvin's been doing his best to appease him. He even blamed himself for my injury when it was Olvin who ordered the extra shifts.
Sounds like a good guy.
That's why we all put up with the long hours and lousy conditions. But if the whole mine becomes unstable, I'd rather suffer Olvin's wrath than die buried in rubble.
I could check in on your crew if I'm in the area.
I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Podíváme se po nich. On to podle mě bude někde na severu tam. Typuju. No, tady v tom dole, no. Tam se tak musíme, protože tam byl otazník, myslím. Takže teď je tam důl, to víme, to je super. Máme tady ještě před sebou 2 otazníky, ještě mě zajímá tady toto, co je. Takže jdeme na ten další otazník. A doufám, že ještě třeba na dnešní natáčecí den, co budu mít, tak doufám, že tady otevřu ty kováře. A nebo ty obchodníky, tak respektive. Fakt by se to hodilo. Každopádně jsme v Chainscrapu, což je nějaká tady první vesnice, kterou jsme objevili. Ne potom, co jsme vlastně dojeli do tohoto údolí, kdy jsme opustili vlastně Meridian na tajňačku, aby s náma nešel Varl. Takže by rozhodně šel s náma. Wow, pěkně, vemu bednu. Pěkně, dost věcí. Okay. A ten je nějaký obchodník, ok. No, taky zavřeného. Ulvund. Hahaha.
Some kind of payment.
My dear magistrate, you think I can be bought? If you want that whistle blown, all you have to do is have your soldiers remove the bristlebacks and sign the concession decree. Face it, what other choice do you have?
Hi.
Savior, what auspicious timing. Might we discuss a matter of importance to the Sundom?
We might. Later.
Very well. I shall be waiting.
So, the savior herself. Walloper of Derval, gutter of youth.
Maybe.
I've heard many tales of your beauty and heroics, my fierce lady warrior. Olfant Freeholder, at your service. So, what could have dragged you away from the fine silks and wine of Meridian to this smudge of a settlement? Your saviorly attention must be needed elsewhere.
I'm here for the embassy and...
The embassy? Why, by the forge. Ah. Greater gears for greater matters. Guess that means you'll be moving on.
Once I've dealt with any problems around here that need my saviorly attention.
Ah, the bristlebacks, of course. Got to get rid of them if you want that embassy to take place. Well, best get to it, hey? And off you go.
Not so fast. You don't seem to have a high opinion of the magistrate?
Well, I refuse to play nice to some fancy-robed parchment pusher when my fellow laborers are being bullied, intimidated, and taken advantage of.
How noble of you.
Noble, ha! Born with a hammer in hand, I was. Nobody handed me anything or dropped opportunity into my lap. Everything I've achieved, I've done on my own.
And where is this hammer now?
The, burden of leadership forced me to set it aside. The Carja risk nothing, while demanding that good Osseram gamble with their lives out there. Someone had to step up and say no more.
You ordered the work stoppage?
Indeed I did. We're laborers, not soldiers. Until the Carja clean up their mess and give us the fair deal we deserve, I'm not risking Osseram lives.
Fair deal? You mean your concession decree?
It's not my decree. It's on behalf of all the good Osseram laborers of this land who do all the backbreaking work, while only the Carja reap the rewards. All we're asking for is the ability to share in this prosperity for a land worked by the people, for the people.
Right. Then just how much would be your share?
Only an amount appropriate to my contributions to this community, of course.
If Chainscrape is on Carja land, shouldn't a Carja be in charge? Who appointed you?
The sensibilities of good Osseram folk, of course. You think a Carja can head this whole venture? Ah! The magistrate can barely make the trek from Barren Light without losing a few screws.
So you have no real authority then? People only follow you because you say so. Loudly.
Anyone who has followers has authority. I've been with Chainscrape from the beginning. I mean, I'm practically its founder, and its honest folk know I'm indispensable to its success.
You said you founded Chainscrape. Somehow I doubt that.
Practically founded, I said. I alone saw its potential when it was just a smattering of tents in Barren Light's shadow. I invested in the mine, convinced some friends back home to do the same, and here we are. You could say Chainscrape is what it is thanks to me.
Oh, so you're not just standing around and profiting off everyone else?
Not at all. Sure, I make a little return on my investment here and there, but my main priority, as it was from the beginning, is to look after the well-being of these honest, working Osseram.
Where's the whistle?
Right in the middle of town, but with the threat out there, I'm not endangering innocent Osseram lives.
I'm going to clear out the bristlebacks. And when I'm done, this valley is gonna get moving.
If that's what it takes. Until then, I'll keep looking after the safety of these good folk.
Just be ready to blow the whistle.
OK. Že to máme tohoto
See what
blbečka.
the Carja magistrate wanted. I bet he's in the tavern.
No, v krčmě, takže půjdeme do krčmy. Tak tam musíme jít, protože tam máme tu starou známou ze Zero Dawn. Mám pocit, pokud si to ještě dobře pamatuju. Ano. Ne, to máme něco jiného. Já potřebuji tady ten vedlejšák ještě vzít. Zdravím, zdravím. Jak se máte?
Hey, Mildev. I
Took some of your stew last time I went into the wilds. Kept me going for a week. Felt like I could have put a strider in a sleeper hold.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Sounds like you're serving up some impressive provisions here.
Not again. You can have the discount too, but you'll have to come back later.
I think you have me confused with someone else.
Oven didn't send you?
No.
Oh, my apologies. It's just that his minions won't stop pestering me. Now I've even worn out my special grill. Since I'm in the midst of a crisis, perhaps you could skip to what it is you wanted?
Some of your food?
Of course.
Are Ulvin's people causing you problems?
Oh, yeah. They constantly demand my best, but the equipment I need to make my signature dishes isn't built for batch cooking. And don't get me started on the Ulvin discount they feel so entitled to.
And if you refuse?
I make meals, not trouble.
How did you end up in Chainscrape?
Heard about a new and upcoming town at the edge of the frontier. Where there's a town, there's a tavern. I was in need of work. So I got myself out here and started cooking. Some of these people had never tasted proper boars and berries stew before. Anyway, next thing I knew, people kept coming back. Guess they liked my food. Or the ale.
Your last customer mentioned your cooking really kept him going out in the wild. Where I'm headed, I could use some of that.
I would be happy to oblige, especially since you have the decency to ask pleasantly. But my special groove griddle is no more. Without it, I can't cook any of my signature dishes. I hate to think what'll happen when I'm forced to refuse Ulvin or his goons. Even if I already had the right ingredients, there's nothing I can do. Unless you can source me a temporary replacement?
What do you need?
For the ingredients, a few pieces of decent wild meat, and I'd say a big handful of bitter leaf stems. That'll do. As for the griddle, a corrugated metal panel might suffice until I can have a new one forged. You'd likely find one in a scrounger pile if you follow the river to the northeast. Don't worry, I'll clean it first. You'll have no issue finding boars and bitter leaf on your way. Assuming you're as much a hunter-gatherer as your clothing suggests.
Thanks, Smildiff. I'll keep an eye out.
So that's what gratitude sounds like.
And don't let anyone push you around, okay?
If you say so.
Máš sekáček, vole, musíš ho použít. Takže, máme tady... Ty vole, bude... Jo, je to tady stejně rozdělené, dobré. Takže máme Erenda, vedlejšáky máme promluv si s karčským soudcem a jdi do dolů, ok, a pochůzky jsou... Ok, takže zvěř máme a jenom hořkolist potřebujeme jeden. A plus tu pánev ještě, ok. Ok, tak to můžeme potom udělat taky, po cestě. Každopádně, když už jsme tady, tak půjdeme za tím soudcem. Protože ty vole, přece jenom když už tady jsou, tak bych to chtěl udělat. Se něco můžeme naskenovat. Ještě já jsem to nepřeměnil, tak do další epizody to přeměním. Ahoj.
Savior, thank you for taking the time. And my condolences that you had to endure Ulvin's bloviating.
I've dealt with worse. It sounds like he's really trying to put you over the barrel.
The idea that the Karja purposely let bristlebacks into the Daunt, it's completely absurd. But the louder and longer he says it, the more support he'll get for his damned concession decree.
How did the bristlebacks get into the Daunt?
No one knows for sure. The first report of them came from west of the quarry. But unless they have wings I don't know about, I don't see how they could have come over the mountains.
No other way in.
The only way I know about is barren light. Look, if you can get to the bottom of this, I can offer a considerable bounty in return. Help me shut Ulvin up.
What is this concession decree that Ulvin wants?
He wants the Sundom to designate portions of the Daunt as Oseram holdings. Only the portions, mind you, that produce any value.
Let me guess. Because he stands to profit somehow?
Exactly. With the Daunt under Oseram law, he could secure more investment for their numerous ventures.
He can't get those investments without the concession?
No. Not while there's a chance the Sundom could revoke their access. Hence, why the concession is so important to him. And why blaming the Karja for the bristlebacks, no matter how absurd, works in his favor.
How did you get stuck out here?
I asked for the posting, believe it or not. Overseeing the entire valley on behalf of the Sun King? It was an honor. Is an honor, I mean.
But your job would be a lot easier without someone like Ulvund blasting hot air all the time?
Ulvund's not going anywhere. He's been around longer than I have. Even fancies himself the founder of Chainscrape. Now I'll find a way to live with him. I have to.
You said the bristlebacks were first spotted west of the quarry?
Yes, according to one terrified laborer, said the ground trembled before they came charging down the hillside. He took off and ran all the way here.
Good place to start looking then.
If you learn the truth, maybe Ulvund will stop blaming the Karja for every problem under the sun, and maybe then he'll actually focus on rebuilding Barren Light instead.
No, OK, takže máme další věci, které máme udělat. Což ji uděláme asi, protože se to asi vyplatí, jako řekl bych. Každopádně, já možná ještě do další epizody zkusím snížit detaily na střední, na čisté střední detaily. S tím, že budeme mít na vysoké jenom čistě textury a stíny. Každopádně potřebujeme potom odemknout zase přivolávání mounta. Protože ty elektrickou klepnu my fakt budeme potřebovat, jako seriózně. Puťa! Znova ty jsou tu? Na ty hovado! Tak, zabijeme si tady nové, tady blbce aspoň. Já mám šipy zase. Počkej, máme ty nové vlastně. Jak to tady funguje? Au, ty vole. Hovado, jedno. Zkoušáš, vole. A, kanec. Pěkně. Tak, to ty vole. No, pěkně. Krásně. Takže zajebali jsme oba dva ty vole. Jak oni se jmenují? Fanghornů. Takže zabili jsme dva Fanghorny. Což není špatné úplně, jako to si budem. On se to bude hodit rozhodně. Že jako nestratí se to asi. Aspoň v to budu doufat. Máme tu dost životů, no všeho dost ty vole. A tady tento taky lov se nám bude hodit potom až tady na začátku hlavně, hej, nevím jak to jsem chtěl říct. Každopádně, jako je to dobře jako, hej, damage jako nemáme prakticky žádnej. Něco fialového. Co máš? Wow, to potřebujeme. Kančí kost, to je super věc. Já nemám zase náboje do prdele. Že tady ne, my potřebujeme nový toulec. Co si děláš? Au! Do prdele! Nesmíš se dívat na mě. Hovado. Myslím nějaký vylepšení, idioti. To nelíbí, tyjo. Když si pohnu, tak bych to mohl ještě zajebat, tady toto. Takhle, budrž. Tak, když vezmeme tady toto. Takhle. Jen to bych si chtěl označit, takhle, děkuji. Takhle. Pojď sem, puťa, puťa. Ticho. Ticho, ticho, ticho. Úroveň 4, krása. Tak. Nádhera, kolik to dá? Wow, to dá fakt hodně. Dává jako nesmyslně hodně. Tak. Krása. Nevím, jestli tady ještě někdo, každopádně začneme lutit už. Ještě jeden, ještě jeden, ještě jeden, ještě jeden, dobrá. On sem dojde, on sem dojde. Hovado. Nádhera, takže to máme za sebou. Nebo aspoň co vidím. OK, takže toto je ta oblast, chápu. Dobré, fajn. Wow, tady bylo dost věcí. To se mi líbí. Každopádně nakonec to je asi poslední věc, kterou dneska uděláme. A to je tady vylutí tady toto. A snad to i odevzdat. To bychom mohli stihnout ještě dneska. Takže to máme. Krása, takže máme pokusku první hotovou, ty vole, v Horizon Forbidden West. Krása. Tady ty křápy různé, co takhle sbíráme, tak bych prodal asi, až budeme mít plný inventář. Až budeme mít prostě 250 toho, než aby jsme to prodávali třeba po 2, po 3, to asi ne. Vždycky, až budeme mít fakt jako něco plného, tak bych to prodal, ale do té doby bych to asi nechal tak. Jo, hodinky máme kolik? Máme 3 hodinky. Takže bych to nechal, až budu mít třeba těch 250 hodinek, tak prostě to teprve prodáme. Ty tady mám fast travel, tady. Asi jo, asi to vyplatí. Jít teď hned. A to je pěkné, že se to načítá fakt rychle, jako, není to špatné. Takže jdeme do hospody, krása. Tak, odevzdáme první vedlejšák celkově, jako takhle. Podle mě tam, kde je hodně lidí, tam se mi to bude sekat asi. Nebo to bude dropovat minimálně.
I happen to receive another visit from Ulven himself. He was pushy, but I stood my ground. And dare I say it, I even got my own back. Yes, I did.
I'm listening.
When I made his meal, I used 3 pinches of salt. Instead of 2.
Each journey begins with a single step, I guess. I think I have everything you asked for.
Then just as you have inspired me, let us see if I can return the favor. Time to cook.
Wow. Mildif, that was inspired.
Next time you want the best provisions, you know where to find me. And your next order of any dish will be on the house.
Thanks. And don't forget to stand up for yourself.
Funny you should say that. As it happens, I'm already cooking up my next portion of resistance. Hope to see you again.
Nádhera, takže máme první. OK, ono to přidává životy dokonce. A to není špatné. Máme dovednostní bod, máme 2 dovednostní bodíky. Jo, jídlo je dobrá věc. Ono to poskytuje nějaké ty povzbuzující účinky, což je fakt super jako. Každopádně pro dnešní epizodu to je všechno. Děkuji všem, co to dokoukali sem. V další epizodě půjdeme do toho dolu. Já tam asi za kamerou dojdu, aspoň ať se nezdržujeme. A potom budeme pokračovat dále. Každopádně ještě jednou děkuji všem. Budu rád, pokud spějáte do popisu videa, kde jsou ty nejdůležitější odkazy jako Twitch, předkaz video, po případě ostatní série na tomto kanále, jako Horizon Zero Dawn, Jurský se revoluce, po případě Punch Club. A jo, takže mějte se a u další epizody.